Hi there, welcome back. News organizations are reporting on the recent legal action producer Rodney Jones, also known as Lil Rod, brought against Diddy. He mentioned feeling uncomfortable with Diddy's behavior, describing it as inappropriate and intimidating. Claiming his music company was involved in various illegal activities such as trafficking, entertaining minors, narcotics crimes, shootings, and more, he is now facing accusations of RICO. This mind-boggling information is spread out across this 70-page lawsuit. We performed a simple dissection. Delving into the case reveals a plethora of other bizarre details. I was curious if Rodney had evidence to back up all these allegations, but according to the lawsuit, he does, ranging from drug trafficking to owning illegal items. Combining cocktails with guns and sharing them with escorts and minors. Accusations of drugging and exploiting women were also made against his son, Christian Colmes. He also implicated Justin Colmes, another son of Diddy, and Kuba Gooden Jr., a cousin of Young Miami. Names were omitted from the lawsuit. In a previous segment I discussed Chris Brown and Meek Mill allegedly being spotted at Diddy's residence with escorts and young individuals. Rodney's lawsuit gained widespread attention, and he also alleges that Diddy tried to engage in sexual activity with him. Rodney received news from Diddy about an affair involving Stevie J and the rapper/R&B singer. It's quite interesting that Mr. Combs offered to name Mr. Jones the Grammy's Producer of the Year if he came out as gay. It's interesting to learn that Diddy is part of the Grammy board. It raises concerns about its potential influence on award outcomes within the board. I'm not completely sure, but it seems like something worth looking into. All of the R&B artists and rappers rumored to have romantic relationships with Diddy. This could be seen as an indication that the footnote is about Meek Mill, a rapper from Philadelphia who was in a relationship with Nicki Minaj, and another R&B singer who performed at the Super Bowl. He's got a bowl and a successful Vegas residency, so maybe it's Usher. It's pretty awkward that Diddy has known Usher since the beginning of his career. How did Usher feel about being in Diddy's company? Right from the start, there's my brother. When he was 10 years old and I was a bit older than his brother, we used to argue and compete over Frosted Flakes. He is currently one of the richest celebrities globally, and he always woke up earlier than me. After watching the video, it seems odd that Diddy almost mentioned how they got off the bed through wrestling but then changed his mind. Despite being older than Usher during their wrestling match over Frosted Flakes, he did acknowledge Usher's youth. I find the entire story to be quite questionable, and it seems to be a topic of interest because of the speculation surrounding Usher. People often speculate about Meek Mill's industry connections, but the details remain a mystery. Meek enjoys socializing with celebrities, so when Diddy asks him, he always accepts party invitations, and they used to wear matching pajamas. Speaking to him as Daddy, Diddy exclaimed, "You're killing it, you've earned it." The pace of technological advancements I will always remember. Nicki Minaj's recent comments on the Queen radio program, where she appeared to be alluding to Meek Mill and Diddy's response to Meek's contentious remark, intrigued me. An amazing bargain. Some of the individuals you've recommended I spend time with are actually quite risky. They have been engaging in harmful behavior, both verbally and physically. They have been struggling with eating issues, and they are not in a good place. Bill debunked some of the claims about Diddy and even had a Given the recent developments surrounding Meek Mill and Rodney Jones, including the allegations against Diddy, I find it necessary to address the issue of his sexuality, despite Meek Mill dismissing the claims as baseless and unworthy of discussion. Attract male individuals. There are allegations that Diddy is linked to sexual harassment because of claims that he tries to influence men like Meek Mill. When the men are fine with it, that's one scenario, but when they're not, it can be an issue. If Rodney Jones truly felt intimidated by Diddy, particularly due to his alleged willingness to use firearms, this should be the primary focus of the matter. Rodney provided a detailed account of an incident involving Justin Colmes, Justin's friend, and Diddy in his lawsuit. G was present during the incident, was injured, and allegedly Diddy tried to conceal it. Diddy reportedly made threats against Rodney, insulted him with weapons, bragged about influencing law enforcement, and upset individuals, as per Rodney's legal complaint. The victim has now stepped forward to support this story, and individuals present during the 1999 New York nightclub shooting were allegedly compensated with money. Hey there, how's it going today? Let's dive into the latest lawsuit involving the P. Father Puff. You have Sean Puffy just the way you wanted. He's currently involved in a new legal case with producer Lil Rod, which is one of his latest and most important cases. As per Cassie's account, Puffy allegedly intimidated her into carrying his firearms into nightclubs and other locations they visited. Lil Rod and the producer were both physically injured and singled out in this situation. Several key points caught my attention, and I'll delve into why. His statement was quite accurate, and he gives off the vibe of a young creator. To scare him, he warned, "That's why I made someone else take the blame when I caused trouble at the club in New York back in 1999. As the person who was shot in the face, this holds great significance for me, and I'll elaborate on why. I've let everyone know, but there hasn't been any change. I watched him closely. I witnessed him firing a shot and then receiving a blow to the face. Since then, the surgeon who tried to extract as many bullet fragments from my lungs during surgery testified in my criminal case that I was yelling because Puffy was the target of my frustration. He testified in the criminal trial and then bribed Charisse, another club bouncer, and the club owners to hide the video footage. He's got a cool mustache. This individual fabricated stories, caused me immense distress, and put my life in danger. Lil Rod was intimidated by him, and now I have these young men online who are berating me and claiming I am completely fabricating the situation. I really hope you didn't think I actually shot someone. I caused a commotion at Club New York and made sure Shine faced the consequences. It was dropped a mere 24 years later. Getting this tattoo was all about capturing a moment. He couldn't give it a shout out. I keep saying the same thing over and over, but trust whoever you want. Get ready for what's coming, my dear. What really got to me was the fact that he kept me waiting for 24 years before sharing it with you. I had the unfortunate luck of dealing with 7 flat tires on my new BMW within the span of 2 years, specifically in 2017 and 2018. I needed a new one regularly. The images are really unsettling to me. Are you looking to stay in the loop? Why? In short, he hadn't harmed anyone before Cassie. I was the sole person who had to take legal action to recover my money, and he compensated me from his own funds. No matter how much he talks about upcoming legal charges or club incidents, he has never been able to move on from them. I am determined to seek justice and receive compensation for the harm done to me, no matter the cost. For each tear that my children and I cry, you will receive $1 million. I won't stop until you deal with the repercussions of your actions in my life. So far, you haven't really had any experience. Rico could lose his life if Diddy hits him. There are just too many victims with stories to share. There appear to be an overwhelming number of witnesses in Lil Rod's case against Diddy. Initially, I had doubts about his chances of winning since he still had to address all the charges against him. However, with increasing support for his story, he seems to be feeling more overwhelmed and remorseful.